Hello, my fun fall friends. That's right, not nail friends. You're fall friends now. No, you're nail friends too. Today we're creating a glitter and glass set, but it's a fall set I'm super excited about. Those that just flew right by are Starlilies. They're flakies, but they're in polish, which I love. So we're going to be using those. I just got them. We're going to be using Ruby, Citrine, and Peridot. They're all named after gemstones. They're a lot of fun. So we're going to be using these to create a glitter and glass look first, and then we're going to be stamping over it and adding some fall flower metal elements because that is the fall winter trends for this year. So we're going to be working with some of those. I absolutely adore this set. I think it's one of the favorites that I've done recently for fall. The thing I love about it is this is a September, October, November, right into probably the beginning of December set that you could use. It is layered, so it actually has this really cool 3D effect when it's done. It's pretty amazing. We are going to be using, it might be called raspberry. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a Maniology glass polish set. So it's basically glass polish. What it is it's jelly polish. So it's a really sheer jelly polish that just has basically a tint to it. You can get them in all different colors. There's a lot of companies that have them out right now. I just got a few from Starlily, I believe. Yeah, it was Starlily. Their jellyfish collection, which was also really nice. So I have a bunch of these. I also have some in the gel polishes as well, but this particular set is done all in regular polish. I decided to add a little bit of Peridot here because my inspiration for this set really was falling leaves. And, you never have just orange and gold and red leaves. You have a little bit of green in there as well. So I wanted to throw a little touch of green in there. It also, what the benefit of it is that it adds some depth when you go to put the jelly over the top. I did speed this whole part of the video up because I feel like watching me paint layers of nail polish for 20 minutes is ridiculous. So the second half of the video I did slow back down though to a normal speed so that you could see in real time what that was like. This is an OPI glitter, so it's a glitter topper, so just really tiny holographic gold sparkle. I forget what the name of this one is. I know I just flashed it across the screen. I'll try to link it in the description below. It is an older one, but typically anytime around the, holiday season, they usually come out with one or two anyway. I'm just adding a little more ruby here because I decided I needed just some extra flakes. Once this is all done, I am going to cure this because there are so many layers. It does take a little bit more time if you're doing this in the salon. It is not a super fast set to do, but it does move along. So if you're, doing a layer and having your client, your client put their hands under the light in between each layer, then obviously you can move this along a lot more quickly. I obviously am working on a display set, so I didn't cure it in between, but I'm going to do that now. I did cure this for a couple of minutes, so I flashed forward on the video so that you could see what happens after that couple minutes went by, because nobody wants to watch paint dry. Literally, no one. Ever. Not even a nail tech wants to watch paint dry. Right now, what I'm doing is just putting on those layers of that red jelly polish over the top. So it's going to bring out the red tones and make them deeper in the ruby. The green will turn almost like a really dark, which was kind of fun, almost a dark like olivey color. And it's hard to see on the video, so that's why I'm explaining what it looks like. And then the goldy and the orangey are those bright pops that you see. So those bright pops of glitter that you see underneath there. On top of this, we're going to be adding some hexagonal multi-size glitter in it's like a reddish orangey color. I have a bunch of these. I got them on Amazon because you do not need a lot of this glitter ever. So I got really just like little tiny pots of these on Amazon for fairly inexpensive. They work just fine. I know there's a lot of different companies people buy from. Sorry, I went out of shot there for a moment. But they work just fine for what I needed or what I need. You can, do this a lot of sets with just a small amount, because the hexagonal glitters, you don't need a lot of to get there. So I'm going in with a third coat. As you can tell, like I said, this is a lot of layers, but the really cool thing is, like I said, at the end, you get a really 3D effect, because there's like a layer of glitter, or a couple layers of glitter, and then a couple layers of glass, and then we're going to do another layer of glitter, and then some top coat on top, and some stamping. It's fun. Okay, so now I'm taking out these elements, and there's the glitter, and we're going to do some stamping too. I told you that. Originally, I was just going to do some glitter elements or some metal elements on top, but then I got all crazy and decided that I wanted to do some other things as well. So because this is so many layers, I haven't actually added anything to the nail. I'm just pressing the glitter into the still somewhat wet, not fully cured polish. So I've flash cured it for about 3 minutes, which, you know, with regular nail polish is not a long time. If it were working with gel polish, it would have been completely cured, but that's not the case when you're working with regular polish. It's a different animal. So I'm taking a brush and just patting in, and the reason I'm doing that is because the hexagonal glitter can have kind of a it doesn't always form to the nail. I'm like, what am I trying to say? The little bits do, the little sparkles do, but those bigger hexagonal pieces don't always lay flat on the nail. Now I'm going to get really messy and scoop things and just start throwing it on there. So those bigger hexagonal glitters can stick up sometimes. So that's why I'm pressing that into the still somewhat wet polish. I'm not worried about causing any wrinkles or little marks on the polish because it's not fully cured. Because once I go over that with the clear nail polish at the end, it's going to even out all of those bits. Obviously, you don't want huge dings in your nails, but if you make a little wrinkle or a little ding, a little dent, I shouldn't say ding, dent in the nail polish, don't get too worried about it, because you're going to be able to iron that out, so to speak, with your top coat at the end, because we're going to need several coats of top coat to seal everything in. So I'm just pressing in because, again, I'm not really worried if I get a little wrinkle from my finger. And I'm going to do that last one, and then we're going to do stamping next, I believe. I think that's where we're going. Alrighty, so we're finishing this. There we go. Nope, I decided to go back and pat some things in. Picky, picky, picky. All right, I'm going to keep on picking for a minute here, apparently. There we go. So I'm showing you, I wanted to show you why. So this is why. If you saw a second ago, you might want to rewind that for a second. All those little bits that were sticking up, so they're not on my finger, but see how flat they are now? So by just taking my finger and patting those down, I don't end up with a lot of lifted glitter that's going to be difficult to top coat later. So that's the reason I was being so picky anyway, just so you know. Sometimes you can do it like on gel polish. We would use a brush usually to what we call burnish in the glitter. But that doesn't always work with wet polish because you end up muddying it. So sometimes just using either a silicone tool or your finger can be the best option for that. I'm going to move my metal bits aside for a minute because I'm not quite ready for those. Like I said to you, we're going to add some stamping to this. I wanted to add a little more dimension to the nails and give it a little bit of a fall without being a Halloween look, with a fall look. So we've got these now beautiful ruby, holographic, glittery, fun nails that are, you know, that glass and glitter look. And now we're going to go in and add some branches and leaves. And I'm just going to do this as a silhouette. So it's just going to be black. And I'm going to go onto my plate and scrape. And this is real time. So I didn't speed this part of the video up. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, so pretty. I happen to love this Maniology plate. I used it earlier on. If you haven't seen the video, I have an ombre video earlier on that is amazing. It was an ombre that I used, that fox and some of the branches and that kind of stuff. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. They're a little crazy this morning, clearly. So I'm going to go in and add these branches across each of the nails, and I'm picking different parts depending on the nail. Oh, I just touched that one. I'm going to add different parts depending on the nail that I'm working on. Again, this is real time, so I'm not adding, like I'm not curing in between each piece. I would recommend doing that if you're doing it on a nail set at the salon, but I didn't do that here. I just went straight in. So my polish is still a little tacky from earlier, and you're going to see like this pinky nail, I almost bloop it because it's still just a lot tacky, that particular one. It ends up working out fine in the end, but it was a little more tacky than I wanted it to be. So on that one, I'm just using half. So it's the branches are on half the nail, not the full nail. And that's because those are the two nails. I'm going to do the same thing with that other one. Those are the two nails that we're going to be putting some metal elements on. So that's what I wanted to make sure that I had space for. I didn't want to put the metal elements on top of the branches. So that was important. All right. Here comes our last set of branches. I'm going to do that on the bottom half as well. Oh, actually, no, I lied on that one. I did the whole thing. Ha! Oh, don't mind me. There we go. That's the one I'm going to do half on. So silly. Okay. There we go. So it goes up half the nail. It's kind of a neat way to do like a lacy French, I think would be the way to put that. I am going to cure these now because now I'm done with stamping and I'm done with layering and all of those things. So I do want the polish to be a little bit harder and a little firmer. So I do want that full cure at this point. Then we're going to go in and put our layer of top coat across the nails, and I'm going to lay the metal elements, blah, 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 the metal elements into the polish. While I'm waiting for those to cure, I'm going to take these out and show you kind of how I lined them up or figured out what I was doing. So I have two different sets. I actually have like 5 different packages. This again is an Amazon purchase. I wasn't sure what I thought about metal elements, so I just went with an inexpensive like try me kind of set, and it had a bunch of different things in it. So I'm going to use some smaller flowers and some bigger flowers, and I just sort of laid them out. You can see they're a little bit bent, which is perfect. I mean, perfect. I was really happy with that for nails. And I'm going to add some straighter elements as well to make those leaves, or like the impression of leaves. So we've got 3 different flowers, 2 small, 1 large. And then I'm going to pull out a couple of pieces to make leaves. And you can really see that these are curved, which is nice. I would say if you're purchasing metal elements to use in nails, just make sure that at least some of them, if not all of them, have some curve to them, because you're not working, a nail is not a flat surface. You're not working on a flat surface. So, yeah. Fun. This set was really fun. Really, really fun. And I really liked in the end how everything came together and came out. So, all right, we've got our elements. I'm just waiting for my light to shut off. Just going to happen any second. And so I'm going to get out some top coat so we can put that on, because we will need something at this point for it to stick into. It's completely okay to go over your metal elements with top coat. I actually recommend it because it helps to keep the nails from, or the metal pieces from catching and or pulling off, so that your client is able to wear them for 2 weeks. I don't think it's necessary to do any of the gel type glue adhesive for these, but I mean, if you feel that you need to, you certainly can. The benefit to using those gel adhesive kind of things is that I guess it would fill in some of those spaces that might come up behind. But I honestly feel like if you use a nice thick top coat, like the Holo Taco top coat, then there's plenty there for it to press into and hold on to. Once you seal over the top of it with that second layer of top coat, what will happen is it will just really seal the whole thing together like a sandwich, kind of. Think of it kind of like a sandwich. I think that's a good way to think about it. So this is the bottom bun, and then we're going to put the top bun on after. The nice thing about metal elements that I'm finding I'm enjoying is that they're very quick and easy to apply. So years ago, we used to use what was called nail charms, and they were flat, and you had to, get a roller and kind of bend them and try to make them fit onto the person's nail. And it was just kind of a pain to do. I mean, we obviously did them, but it could be kind of a pain. And then if your client lost it, because back then a lot of them were actually 14 karat gold. If you lost the charm, then that was sort of a bummer too, because they weren't super cheap to have. The good thing is that you could put them on over and over again, and you could do that with these metal elements as well. I don't know how well, because they would hold up. There's just a view. If you stopped there and didn't add any elements, there you go. That would be your set. I apologize. This is a little, I don't know, fuzzy, blurry. It got weird. But I wanted to get it as close as I could, because I wanted you to be able to see how they kind of press in. You can see how they're pressing into that layer. I apologize. My kids are playing Mario Kart, I think. I don't know. But clearly it's very exciting. I don't know. I don't even know if you'll be able to hear that on the video, but they sound like wild animals right now. So we're going to place those flowers in, and then I'm just hitting up those little edges with those leaves. There you go. Sorry, I went on a shot again for a second. You do want a pair of pliers or tweezers, not pliers, tweezers. I can talk, to put these in with, because you don't want to touch the nail too much because it is wet. So now is not a good time to use your finger, unlike earlier when I was using my finger. And we're going to do this just on 2 nails. So I'm going to use a middle finger. This would be your middle finger if you were a client. And then I'm going to put the other ones, add just a couple flowers onto that other side. And I'm going to back out now so that you can see it better. So the pinky finger would have that other. And you could use any fingers. I mean, if somebody wanted to do their thumb and their pointer finger, you could do that and just make it on those 2. Or, that's entirely creative license. So whatever you want to do. And that is it. We're going to top coat these. And that is what they look like done. So now they're all nice and smooth, except for that one little corner I'm going to knock off at the end. And you can see the elements. You can see how the top coat has really kind of sealed them in like a sandwich. There's a lot of depth. It's really very 3D. You'll see it on the image in a second, but I hope you enjoyed this set. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because that helps my channel grow, and I really would love my channel to grow so that I can keep making videos for you guys and for me, because it's just a lot of fun. Happy fall!